Hey y'all, it's Jonae Raenetta, aka the realest J. To the people that are new here, welcome. To my subbies, welcome back. I love y'all. Okay, so I decided to make this video because I came across an issue while I was making a wig for a client. Your girl Raenetta hair. You see that little spot right there? So I'm going to show you guys a little technique that I've been doing this since forever. Adding a little track from the back. And you're going to need some measuring tape, period. After you get that tape, I need you to measure out how many inches, centimeters, wherever you need to cover this space, because it's not going to be cute if you have a big old gap in the back right there. So what I like to do is search for a spot that has a well amount of hair. You can do this if you double weft. Usually it goes double weft at the bottom, double weft in the middle, top is single weft. But sometimes I double all throughout to make it full for the client, depending on what they want. So I find an area where I double the weft and there's plenty of hair to like cover the rest of it. And I'll just tie up the remaining hair so it's out of my way. If you're a wig maker, when doing this, do not pull tracks from the very top, because usually that's where it gets thinner so it looks more natural. Always pull from like the middle half or the bottom. So I get my tape back out and I make sure to measure 4 inches, because that's what I got that I needed at the top, and I'm going to place it on top of the tracks just to get an idea of where I need to remove the track so that I can fill in my gap at the top. In between the 1 and the 4 is the 2, so I cut at the 2. If you have a different number like a 5 or something, cut in the middle between 5. What's in the middle of 5? 2.5. So always cut in the middle first. Do not cut from the very end. The reason why you do not cut where the 1 or the 4 is, or wherever your number stops, is because you need some thread, some extra thread to tie a knot so that the rest of the tracks or the bundles do not unravel on your wig. That is the reason why I go in the middle first, and then I'll work my way around it. So you see, this is the right side. So on the right side, I am unraveling it so that I can make a knot so that the rest of the bundles do not fall apart. And I'll eventually go over to the left side and do the same step. Make sure I'm getting the thread right and tie a knot. So you'll see in a couple seconds and it'll all make sense. And you can see I double checked with my measuring tape to make sure that I have the exact amount. I don't want to take too much or too little, preferably not too little. You can get away with too much, but not too little. So you'll see I'm on the left side, and I'm just going to tie this into a knot. I pull tight, make sure it's really snug, and I'll just split the 2, tie it in a knot. I'll do this about 2-3 times, and I cut off the extra. This one gave me a little extra thread at the end right there. So I'm going to show you guys how to finesse that on any wig unit. Even when you're sewing and this happens, I'm going to show you how to finesse it so that it's not hanging. And, you know, like if you comb through your hair, brush it or something, and it gets snatched and stuff, you know, I'm about to alleviate that entire issue. So the exact same thing we did on the left side, we're going to repeat the same steps on the right side. Split it in 2, tie it in 2 to 3 knots, and cut off the extra. This one didn't give me an issue like the other side, but you know, it's all Gucci. And if you couldn't see from far away, that's that little piece that we're going to be fixing. But for now, I'm going to show you how to remove the extra track that you need to fill in the top. Okay? So we're going to take our scissors as close as we can to where we tied the knot off. Being sure not to cut off any of the other tracks. You just want a little piece hanging. Measure it out. And we're going to cut right where like the 4 4 1/4 is, just to give like a little extra. And I usually cut off the top bundle, not the bottom bundle, because it doesn't make sense to fight the bottom bundle unless you have to. But always do the top bundle regardless, okay? Don't even play yourself. So now for this widow piece, we're going to take our thread, our needle and thread. We're going to put our needle in between it. We're going to tie a knot. I'm going to show you how we do that. So we take the end of that new thread and we place the needle through it. And now our new thread and the old thread are connected, and we can sew and keep the rest of the tracks and the bundles all intact. So you'll see I'm going to start to thread it through the cap, and then I'm going to put the needle through the weft. This is like the only time when I put needles through wefts, because I like to preserve the quality of the hair. So it lasts longer and you can decrease shedding and X, Y, and Z, all the things everybody complain about, but yet and still they cut their wefts and do X, Y, and Z to them. That's why. So we're just going to sew the rest of it like so. And I know it may look like it's thin, but in the back, you can get away with it not being so close together. When you start to hit like the middle and the top and stuff, that's when you want to start doing like 1 finger spacing, or making sure everything is like properly aligned, because if not, you could look real choppy real quick. Alright, and like I said in the beginning, when you get to the right, you go left to right. When you get to the right side, do the exact same thing you did to the left side. So I went through my wefts, and I'm going to continue to sew a little bit past where I cut the knot. And we're going to finish it off just like a normal wig, and bada boom, bada bing, baby. We did that thing. I'm going to turn it. This is what the final product should look like. Something like this. You might have a different texture or whatever, but you know, this is how it looks. So it's just one little single weft right there, 4 inches. Oh my goodness, it's not gonna make the wig bald. Don't think that. It's not gonna do nothing crazy. She won't look lopsided, none of that craziness. She'll just be glad that you were able to fulfill her wig needs and fill in the gaps for her, because that's what's most important here. Okay. And that was just half of it. Now we got to take that track and sew it on. Now I like to hand stitch my wigs, and I do not sew my tracks to my closure, because if you do that, it's going to make it difficult for when the closure goes bald, because closures do go bald, you guys. When the closure goes bald, you want to make sure you can replace it for your client or for yourself. And if you sew your wefts to the closure, that means when you take the closure off, the weft's going to fall apart, your wig's going to fall apart, and you'll have to remake it. You feel me? So make sure you're sewing the tracks onto the cap, so the closure onto the cap, separate from each other, and you can offer more wig services, which include like wig maintenance and X, Y, and Z for them. You feel me? Okay, so we're just going to add the track. We all know how to do this. If you use a sewing machine method, you could do that the same way. This method works for this sewing machine method too. You know, I just like the hand stitch, because, you know, I've been doing this for like 6 years now, so it's all Gucci to me. But to each his own. For those who are interested in learning how to make a wig and wig classes and stuff, I do have one-on-one classes that I offer on my website at thinkpretty.net. Just be sure to book one with me, and we can set up to teach you how to make a wig and the basics. I feel like hand stitching is really important, especially if like your machine breaks or something like that, you know, just to know like how to do the basic things. So yeah, I'm gonna finish stitching this up. This is the end of the video. I do have another video linked to this one. It's gonna be how I styled the baby hairs on this unit, and just like styling period, how I styled this unit, since you guys saw me cut like 4 inches from the back, I want to show you that, you know, it's still going to look good. You know why? Because you're a pro, I'm a pro, and, you know, that's just what we do on here, you know? All right. I'm going to stop talking. I'm a TTYL. Thank you so much if you made it this far in the video. Be sure to leave a thumbs up, like, and subscribe, baby, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.